Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to dive into some pretty out there stuff. We're talking about instructions for contacting the Yahyel, supposedly an extraterrestrial race. Ever heard anything like this?
I haven't come across a guide like this before, but the ideas are definitely interesting. Consciousness, technology, even the possibility of contact with other dimensions. That's fascinating stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. So the source we're looking at, an MP3 file, it jumps right into this method for making contact. Get this. You're supposed to visualize a blue triangle inside a white square and then focus on a green sphere right in the center. They say you can project your consciousness into it. I mean, is this for real or are we making this up?
Well, what's really interesting here is how it connects with all these ancient spiritual traditions.
Yeah.
Visualizing these symbols, focusing your intention, these are huge in meditation and altered states of consciousness across so many cultures. It's like the source is hinting at these states being the key to reaching out to other dimensions.
Right. It's like we have this untapped potential to reach beyond our normal perception. And it gets even wilder. The source talks about chanting, specifically Yahyel or Lasani. It claims these specific sounds, they vibrate in a way that helps make contact.
Yeah, the whole concept of sound having power is ancient. You see it in mantras and meditation, the importance of names in different cultures, even music. Sound has always been seen as this bridge between our world and something bigger.
Whoa. It makes you think about those times when music just hits you on a different level, you know? And then it gets even wilder. They dive into Yahyel physiology and technology, even saying their ships are extensions of their consciousness. They even say humans are related to both the Yahyel and those mysterious grays.
And that's where things get really mind-blowing.
Yeah.
The source mentions gray ships, Sasani ships, and Yahyel ships, but it doesn't talk about them like they're just vehicles. It describes them as extensions of their consciousness. Imagine tech that's so advanced, it's a part of you.
That's crazy. Like, we can't even fathom that with our current tech, right? It's like technology wouldn't be something we build, it'd be something we become.
Exactly. If their technology is an extension of their minds, what does that tell us about how they understand consciousness and how they can manipulate matter? It makes you question everything we think is possible,
And get this, the source claims humans are related to both the Yahyel and the Greys.
It's a fascinating thought. Like maybe there's a shared lineage there, a connection that runs deeper than we realize.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, though, if consciousness is the driving force behind their technology, what role does belief play in all of this?
Oh, that's a good point, because the source really stresses that the success of these contact methods, the visualizations, the chanting, all of it, hinges on whether the person actually believes it'll work.
That emphasis on belief, that's crucial.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Well, think about it. Belief is like a lens that shapes how we experience reality. If we believe something's possible, we're way more likely to be open to it, to actually recognize it when it happens. But if we just dismiss something as impossible, our minds might just block it out completely.
It's like instead of seeing is believing, it's more like believing is seeing. Like the source seems to suggest that being open to the possibility, that's the first step.
Exactly. Our beliefs, they have this power to shape our reality. Yeah. And this isn't just some new age idea, Think about the placebo effect. Our belief in a treatment can actually lead to real physical changes. The power of belief, it's a well-documented thing.
Wow, yeah. Makes you wonder if by just opening ourselves to the possibility of extraterrestrial contact, we're somehow changing our own frequencies, making ourselves more receptive,
It's an intriguing thought for sure. And the source actually takes this idea of receptivity even further by focusing on the heart.
Oh, right. It talks about connecting with the Yahyel through the heart chakra, like emotional energy is key.
Right. Now, for anyone who's not familiar, chakras, they're these energy centers within the body, according to a lot of spiritual traditions. The heart chakra in particular is associated with things like love, compassion, and connection.
So it's not just about thinking about contacting the Yahyel, it's about feeling it too.
Exactly. The source is saying that to have a real connection with these beings, it takes an open heart. It has to go beyond just thinking about it. It needs to be something deeper.
So it's like, come with your mind open, but also with your heart open, right?
Yeah. And this focus on the heart, it's really interesting when you think about how advanced the Yahyel are supposed to be. If they're these beings of such high consciousness and technology, why would connecting through the heart matter so much?
That's a good question. It's not like we normally picture extraterrestrial life as being all that emotional, right?
Right. It kind of suggests that maybe emotional intelligence, compassion, empathy, these things are way more fundamental than we realize. Maybe they even go beyond our planet, beyond different species.
Like some kind of universal language of the heart, a way to connect with something totally different from us on a much deeper level. That's a pretty amazing thought. It really makes you think, you know?
Huh?
Maybe those things, compassion and empathy and love, maybe those are the real keys to unlocking not just contact with extraterrestrials, but a deeper understanding of everything, you know? Ourselves, the universe, all of it.
It's a powerful thought. What if the most advanced civilizations, they're not defined by how fancy their tech is,
Right.
but by how well they connect and understand?
Right. Okay, so big picture, this deep dive has been wild. We've got these instructions for contacting the Yahyel, visualizations, chanting names. I mean, it sounds pretty out there. But the big takeaways, the things that really stand out are belief and the power of the heart.
And that's what makes it so interesting, right? The source isn't just giving us a to-do list. It's suggesting a totally different way of looking at ourselves, our potential, even reality itself.
Yeah, like we have to believe it to see it, but also maybe we have to feel it to really connect with it.
Exactly. And, whether or not you buy into the whole Yahyel thing, it makes you think, right? About human consciousness, the possibility of other dimensions, and just approaching the unknown with an open heart and an open mind.
Definitely a lot to ponder. So what do you think out there, listeners? Could this actually work? And what would it mean for humanity if we made contact? It's a journey that starts with each of us. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Keep looking up and keep those hearts and minds open.